But you can
Like,
have a
you fit right
mustache
in.
though, right?
Yeah, Nestor does.
Yeah,
That's how
Nestor
they give their
Cortez.
flair, a little mustache.
He
Yeah,
looks like
Ryan, you
a
look like a fucking
fucking
pedo.
yeah. He
But
looks like he's on Megan's list, dude,
fucking
or
weirdos.
whatever that law is. We have to report. No offense to
Speaking
you,
of,
Have
Nestor.
to report, he said. He said we have to report. Is it
yeah.
Did I say that? Well,
fellas?
I guess I look like one too with my bald head.
Freudian slip over here, or
Very funny. All right, well, you guys said you
we,
want to make it a quick one,
we could go in a ball.
huh?
I said we could go in a ball fast if we wanted, or chatter through.
it's not really like the basketball right now is kind of mid. To be honest, the playoffs have been pretty mid.
You think so?
I mean, like other than like the 4-5 matchups were good.
I
Then
mean,
like I
the
guess
4-5 matchup today, or the Knicks Pacers matchup today was terrible.
yeah,
It was a blowout.
the 2-2 fucking rock fight over there. And then I
I
guess you got Mavs and Thunder. I guess is good, but I haven't watched any of that.
I mean, both Wests are probably going to be good. It depends if you, I mean, do you think that the Nuggets are rolling over or the Timberwolves are rolling over?
I mean, the Nuggets rolled them in the last game. I mean, it's gonna be
Exactly. That's why I think that's it. I mean, it's not, I understand. You're definitely right, though. Like the game to game's been boring, but at least because it has all been blowouts, like blowout, like it's been slightly because the Nuggets blew them out, it feels more even, but it'd be great if they were just close wins
yeah.
once in a while.
I tell you what, these Celtics games have me fucking thoroughly invested.
We're a little bit biased on those, but there hasn't been a game for the Celtics that's been decided by less than 13 points the whole fucking year. Like
Yeah.
13 closest game, we either get blown out by 20 or we beat teams by the 20. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of the way of the NBA nowadays. Unless you're the Knicks, I think honestly. They go.
Yeah,
The
there's the
only team
only
that rock
buzzer.
fight.
Well, I guess the Lakers had two buzzer beaters, the Lakers Nuggets series the round before, but like, which is awesome. But like the Pacers Knicks just had a buzzer beater,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool.
oh yeah, Nembhard or whoever hit that step back.
Yeah, Nembhard.
Was that
Yeah,
Friday?
yeah, I think so, right?
Must have been, yeah. I wasn't watching.
Tyrese set him up awful, and you just made it work though.
Absolute fucking grenade.
Yeah, yeah. He's like,
5 feet
wait, 33
behind.
seconds left. Here you go. I
Like for a
like
point
that
guard
guy
as good as
has
Tyrese
nails though.
Halliburton. Like for a point guard as good as Tyrese Halliburton, that's fucking terrible. Like you recognize you have the double team immediately. You have to swing that ball.
To be fair, he that was really rough, but he's been crazy the last two games. I think he has some crazy like record right now. Like only there's not many players that have had like his stats in 2 games in a row. 30 points and five.
It's like
Like
6 assists. Yeah.
yeah, basically he's like I feel like a lot of people don't like Halliburton, so I feel like he doesn't really get praised much when he's doing well anymore. And then like a lot of people root for him to fail. I feel. I don't know.
Just
I feel like
so
people kind of don't like it when he's doing well. Maybe it's because he's against the Knicks, but I don't know. I just feel like the vibe.
well, at the beginning of the year, he was like first team All NBA. Like he was
Yeah,
killing. And then that injury happened. Now he's been like mid since. They've rushed him back to try and get him on one of the All NBA teams, or he might have rushed himself back. I don't know.
yeah, and I think he like rubbed. I just remember like Dame. I mean, Dame kind of talks crap to everyone. Dame Lillard being like spiteful to you is not like a crazy thing to
Yeah.
have. But he, yeah, it seemed like some players were like, "Hey, slow down, Hallie. You're not that good."
Remember,
Yeah.
he was
Young.
motherfucking Derek White every game we played him this year.
Well,
Yeah,
that's how he plays, though. I don't give a shit.
No, yeah, do it.
Like,
If you are giving them the business, let them
all
know.
fucking, all players gotta stop getting butthurt about it. Like John Morant was doing that to people too. Like that's what it is.
dude,
I,
that
I don't get that. I don't get mad at it. And I've been on the receiving end as a Celtics fan by basically every other fucking team out there, like Jimmy Butler,
Oh, yeah, just dragging on him. Yeah.
Steph Curry. You know,
Mhm.
I've seen it in the
really,
worst moments.
LeBron for years.
LeBron just like screaming at the Celtics crowd.
Yeah.
yeah, like a lion, like just destroying our freaking dreams. It was sick. Throwing the powder out and then ruining our lives.
It's like his one
Tatum was
biggest.
doing that. Tatum was doing that last game. You see, I don't know if anybody else could hear it, but I swear I could hear it like early in the game, second quarter. Tatum's taking the ball up on the left hand going down to the western side of the court. If I'm, it's hard to, whatever, one end of the court, and he's going on the left side of the court, and you can just hear the fan saying like, "You want to be Kobe? You'll never be fucking Kobe," or something like that. Just like shit talking him about how he'll never be Kobe or whatever. And then Tatum, every single time he got the ball and like got a either a lay in or like that a few dunks, he would like he would fucking circle around to it and look in the crowd and be like, "Yeah, that's right," the whole game. And you could hear. I think they had to cut the mics on that at the end of the game when he had that big dunk because he was like screaming like, "Yeah, motherfucker, how you like that?" or some shit.
They cut that mic hard on that one.
Yeah, they cut it
They need a
quick.
mellow button on that when they had to click the button for to mute the swears.
Give me that shit.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
KG too. They used to have to do the KG a lot.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks. I remember the Knicks, Celtics in general. They literally just. I think they both were going back and forth yelling like that, just like because the other person yelled. They're like, "Oh, I got to do it more too."
I mean, that's one of the most infamous like moments of like in NBA history, the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Waited for him outside, fucking at the bus.
Kevin
Wild, man.
Garnett, man, all-time shit talker. I love it.
Yeah, it was good for us. We love the shit talking when it's on our team.
Mm.
I mean, and like you were saying too, like I feel like we us three in general have a pretty reasonable take. Like now that none of us really hate Jimmy Butler, but he tormented us.
I
So
respect the shit out of him.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's a bit dirty at times, but he's just playing hard.
I
yeah.
love him, brother. He's
But
like,
some fan bases would be like wish like something death threats. Well, people in ours do, just us three probably don't.
Is Jimmy Butler dirty? I don't know.
no, I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
so.
I take that back
I've
like
never
immediately.
seen him run up underneath anybody. I've
Yeah,
never seen him like cheap
he's
somebody on the
guilty by
layup.
association for
Yeah,
sure.
you play with Kyle Lowry for long enough, and you play on the Heat for long enough. We just assume you are, but
He plays real. I mean, when you play real tough, you're gonna and he plays real tough. People are gonna get injured. Like, and he's such a big
but,
body.
Yeah,
It
he's done some of
happens.
the antics of people who do it, but yeah, like you're saying, I can't really think of like moments. But he's like done like the meet me in the locker room type stuff, like a lot of the stuff that you think like he has the aura of someone that might, but he's not. I don't feel like he's not ever slid under a foot or anything.
No,
no,
I
he
mean,
doesn't cross the line in a dirty way like that. But he'll let you know, hey, if you want, if you want the smoke, he'll wait for you afterwards. He doesn't give a shit.
yeah, yeah. Jimmy Butler's earned my respect. He's earned my respect, not my
Oh, to
vitriol.
have a 40-point triple double in the finals against LeBron, like yeah, you got the respect that you need, even if you don't got a chip.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
I
gonna
mean
go down
they
as
always
one of the
play a
best
bunch
players
of
and never win.
yeah, and he played above his means. There's never a year where you're like Jimmy should have had it that year. Like
Mhm. You
it's
never
always
look at
like it's
you
always like
never
damn
look at
you
a
pulled
season
it
that he
off.
played in the playoffs. You never like, oh well, he didn't play up to his potential that year. Like he's always above and beyond everything you could ever expect from him, and even knowing that he's playoff Jimmy, you
Have
still
you? Has he ever been a first team All NBA?
yeah, he had to have been at some point. One of those Chicago years.
Yeah, in Chicago, not like when he was actually doing something.
I don't know, dude. First team? I don't think so.
Maybe first team all
It's
defense.
tough.
I don't think he did first team because he'd have to beat out so many people, dude. Like for the top five. I don't think he's ever been like top five rated, like in the NBA, which
Yeah,
is kind of what that requires.
that's true.
Like
Yeah,
he probably has made like I bet he has all NBAs, but first is tough, dude.
He's
You have to get,
five-time All NBA.
yeah. First would be crazy.
Percentage
That's
wise.
whenever you can get first, that's nuts because that means you're beating someone like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I mean, he played in the East with LeBron too. Like
Yeah.
All NBA second team in 2023, four-time All NBA third team. So just never having been in and I remember myself talking to you guys like I had Jimmy Butler as maybe like the best player on the planet like at one point coming into the season like after freshly getting fucking our shit kicked in by him in the playoffs like I was like there's nobody who can play
not
who's
a
playing like
playoff,
that right now.
sure.
And it was like it's like the guy doesn't even have the accolades to like we'll have to like explain to our kids how much of a problem Jimmy Butler was because the accolades will not show it.
No, he averages like 25 and 5.
Yeah. And I mean, he's at the end of his career, unfortunately. So,
Gonna get one more bag, and that's gonna be it.
will he?
I think so. Somebody will pay him. If the Heat don't pay him, somebody will pay him. just knowing what he can do in the playoffs for you, somebody will pay him. Like
I think he's out on the Heat. I don't think he'll be playing for the Heat this year.
the next throwing bag.
They don't not gonna have money to.
Uh, all they got is Brunson on max, right? Well, they got Randall too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if Julius
OG
Randle
on a
goes
max
off,
or no?
no, I don't think so. But didn't he get re-upped immediately when he went there?
Yeah, I think so.
Why
What
would
about
you want another guy who's like 3 and D who's always injury prone? You already have that.
Because you need some kind of bodies if you're playing for fucking Thibodeau, because he's gonna kill you during the regular season at some point.
Yeah, and I don't think you push your chips in on the guy who's going to be 36 next season.
Yeah, but he's the guy who'll sit out the whole fucking regular season just to play the playoffs. He doesn't care.
And that's exactly why he's not going to the Knicks. It's a complete not fit.
He would fit so well on the Knicks, though.
I mean, yes, he would
yeah.
fit. Like he even fits their culture, like their style. But like the it's just it doesn't make a lot of basketball business sense for either of them.
Yeah, it's interesting with Jimmy too, because you really have to fit the culture because we've seen it where he goes to a place that doesn't fit the culture and he only lasts 1 to 2 years. Like the
He'll
Timberwolves.
he absolutely drags a fucking dog shit team into the playoffs and like wins rounds with them, and then he leaves because they just piss him off.
Yeah, no, literally, and then we all know about it too. Like literally, he would like there'd be stories about him like really straight up just going. He goes like Kobe mode in practice, basically, is what we hear.
Oh yeah, the Timberwolves. He took the third team guys and beat the first team guys with him. Fucking left, and then he went straight to fucking interview with Rachel Nichols on TV and was talking about how he wanted a fucking extension and everything. And he told the fucking ownership, "You can't win shit without me," and I fucking love that.
I could see him
Wait,
going to like the Brooklyn Nets. I think that'd be a good spot for him.
They already have so many small forwards, though.
Yeah,
They
well,
just need a guard.
get a good one.
They
That's
need a
smart.
guard.
the Spurs, why not?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that he might actually kill fucking Wembanyama. He's like, "You're only playing 29 minutes a game.
I
What's wrong with you?"
don't
He's
know. I
definitely
think
gonna
he'd be
think he's
so
better
happy.
than Wemby.
He'd love to be in Texas though, dude. He's very Texas made.
I
Is he
think the
from there?
fucking dude thinks he's better than everybody. So
I
I
don't
think
know.
if you go with LeBron, he thinks he's better than him. He's from no, he's from Chicago, I think. I think.
I don't think he'd be a fit on Chicago. I mean, he could go back, I guess, but
Well, I mean, I said he's from Chicago. I don't think he's gonna go there.
yeah, but like a homecoming type thing. You got to think of the teams that'll have money because like if he wants to get the bag, which I'm assuming he does, that's the last bag. Unless he wants to ring chase, then he's then he can go wherever he wants. I'd prefer him to come to the Celtics, truthfully.
If the Warriors ditch Clay,
I was thinking if the Warriors get rid of Wiggins.
but either man, they're probably. I think they're. I'm really anticipating a Clay move, and I'd love to. I honestly, I just need them to restart because it's kind of just sad right now, and I think Clay is the one to go, and I think Clay on like a team like the Magic would be fun.
You're
Honestly,
from Houston, right?
yeah. Just honestly, any of these young teams that could just use someone like him, because I feel like he would look way better. Like not like he just doesn't look good right now because we're just remember the old Clay. Like we need him in a new place or something. So
You
he can
think
be like
about
a new player.
put Jimmy Butler on Houston. He's from Houston, I just read. So if I can like him and Eman, they'd
They
probably
have a
get
lot
over
of
like 2 feet in the
wings.
pod.
I don't know
But
how
like
much
you
I like
said,
that
get a
fit.
good one.
No, yeah, they have go. They were almost a playoff team. I mean, they have good ones who are like in their about to turn 20 this year. They're why why do it if you because that's not going to make them a contender.
You don't have to trade anything for him. They don't have any max contracts over there. Just a veteran
Yeah, they
presence.
do. They have Fred VanVleet, dude.
I was just about to say they also gave Dylan Brooks like 30 to 40 million a
think
fucking
that's.
year.
I think those two contracts would just hit the cap floor though, because
Well,
like they
that's the
were.
thing. Like if they like flip the Dylan thing for that.
Oh, dude, you saw fucking Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Jimmy Butler, Asar Thompson, and I don't know who their center is with Sengun.
Alperen Şengün,
Like
who's
that's a
actually
pretty
really
good
good.
defensive lineup, anyways. Other than Sengun,
I don't know.
Asar Thompson like a freak defensive player too.
I think he's really good offensively. I mean, defensively, I think he's all right. He's a little bit slow, but he's
I
good.
thought that was the other way with them. I thought that the Thompsons were really good on defense, and
No, the Thompsons are awesome at defense.
that's what I mean. Is Asar Thompson a good defender or not?
Well, he's on the Pistons.
Oh, who's the fucking Thompson on the other
A
one?
Amen.
Oh, fucking I don't know.
Ramen?
Let me
Amen?
fucking let me
Yeah, I
plug
think you're.
my mic in. Goddamn.
Um, Here's one that's a good fit for Jimmy Butler. Just in my head, if I was just thinking about where this guy could go that would make like an immediate impact and would be good for both sides, and who's going to have the money to actually do it, and he'd be going back there, but Philadelphia,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. And Joel
dude, he'd
Embiid
be
loves him too.
good.
Embiid loves Jimmy Butler too.
I would actually hate that as a Celtics fan. I wouldn't love that.
I feel like Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid would be such a class. Like, I mean, we saw like it was kind of up and down last time. I feel like it would end up exploding. I feel like Joel Embiid would real like I know Joel Embiid loves Jimmy, and think Jimmy loves Joel Embiid, but I think when it comes down to it in the playoffs, I think Jimmy would cut off Joel Embiid's like head because the
I
way he
think Jimmy would do
just
that to fucking anybody.
I think they're
like
both going to play like 40 games in the regular season and then just show up for the playoffs, which is what I would tell them
well,
both to
that's what
do.
you want. That's what you hope Joel Embiid does, but Joel did better in these playoffs, but he still had like Nothenberger fourths like every time they needed him. So it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
I feel like
this
Jimmy
year
would
he
like
has an
cut his head
excuse
off. But that's what I'm saying. Like Jimmy would get so mad at that. I think that's why he left. He was like, I can't
Jimmy
handle.
has nobody. Jimmy should be mad at himself. He didn't even
Yeah,
play this playoffs.
they don't act like that over there in Heatland.
I don't
No,
know.
but
Pat
Pat
Riley looks
Riley does.
Oh
pissed.
yeah, no, I was gonna say Pat is definitely putting the pressure on everyone. He's like, "Oh, I hated that last season."
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross.
Tyler Harrow's probably on his way out.
For what though? That's like you said. Like, why would you get rid of him? Like, why would you want to get Jimmy Butler if you're the Rockets? Why would you want to get rid of Tyler Hiller if you're the Heat?
Because you could just go back to the draft. Like, hey, Pistons, you're going to be a few years away. This guy gives you the scoring you need at a position that you need filled.
The Pistons won 14 fucking games this year, and they got the fifth pick in the draft,
I know.
Yeah,
in a
dude, that
bad
was I
draft.
actually got sad. I got
Oh,
really sad for them. Damn.
yeah, that just means you're gonna tank again and get Cooper Flag a year after that. So,
Dude, the Hawks with number one, like, do they do anything now?
in the
Like,
Hawks, the Hawks are a playing team. How the fuck did they get the number one pick? They had a 3% chance of fucking getting the number one pick, and they did.
dude, what? I don't even know if they should keep freaking Trey Young, and I think they should keep everyone now and just draft the big man and fucking go with it. I don't know. That's crazy.
Who's
Yeah,
like
you
the
might as
projected number
well.
one pick?
That French six scar guy. This is like a French 6'10.
Oh,
Alexander Scar, something like that. But
And
I
they,
don't know. It's like that's a complete change the trajectory. I mean, I guess you could build around him, but like this team with the number one pick is kind of nuts to think about.
really? You keep Trey Young and Dejounte?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends on what you'd be getting, but I don't know if you need to. I don't know. I think it changes things.
depends
That's
if you
what
want to develop this kid too. If you want to develop this fucking kid that you're gonna draft, then like you can't keep both of them because they're too ball dominant. That
I
kid's
think the
never gonna.
wise up. Sorry, Steve, finish your point. I'm sorry.
I don't think the kid's ever gonna touch the ball if he's got to play with Dejounte and Trey Young because it's there. It's like Trey's turn, Dejounte's turn every time you go up and down the court. If you want to get the kid developed, like both of them are really good passers when there's somebody to pass to.
I mean, hand up, I've not watched much. If he's a classic big man, it's perfect. But if he's
Yeah,
like,
I know nothing about
yeah,
this
I was
kid.
gonna say, dude,
So,
if he's like if he's a big man that needs a, I mean, there's no better place to get lobbed from than Trey.
if you
I
But
got one,
think their best option is to like see if they can get like a decent haul back for that pick.
that's true. It
well,
I
just
don't know.
That is true. It just works out perfectly that the talent is bigs and they have is guards. That's what I was thinking. Like it kind of is a perfect draft to have the number one if you're a guard heavy team. Is all I
Like,
was thinking. But I definitely
hey,
understand.
Sacramento, you want the first round pick? Give us a bonus, and Malik Monk's gonna be a free agent, but like I was gonna say Kevin Herter again. I don't know, somebody else.
yeah, they probably want Trey Young with that too. They want Trey and the number one pick if you wanted to get fucking.
I'll trade you Dejounte Murray for him, not Trey Young.
I'd rather give up Trey Young at this point.
Hmm.
What's the age difference? Is like 1 or 2 years? Kind of forget.
Yeah, they're not crazy off, but I think that like the offensive game difference is like negligible. I think they're both pretty close to each other in offense, but defensively, Trey Young is a net negative, and I think DeJounte can be a positive when he wants to play.
Defensively, yeah, but I also just think that Trey's offensive ability is like miles ahead of DeJounte's, at least in terms of consistency. And I would want that with a guy like Sabonis. Like, I feel like he'd be like exactly like De'Aaron Fox minus the length and speed and the 3 point or the defensive ability. It just bring whatever they have in Sacramento over to Atlanta, and you already have a bunch of wings and other pieces you can build around. Like, I don't know, not the worst
And
idea.
Spurs having 4 and 8's cool too if they draft well.
Bring a bunch of Frenchies in to hang out with fucking Victor. Just keep them happy until they can start competing. The fucking
Other,
alien.
it looks like the least rigged draft ever, though. That's for sure. No, no hand, no invisible hand was done.
I was listening to Bomani and them, and they were talking about, oh, people actually think the thing's rigged, and it's like, yeah, look at the number one overall picks going to Cleveland, they go to San Antonio, they go to fucking uh, Seattle when they had Kevin Durant. Like, yeah, if they were rigging it, you'd think they'd do a little bit better of a fucking job. Like,
Well,
get the big
Stern,
names.
Stern might have, but Silver, no.
Yeah, but Stern was still in when Durant got drafted and all that.
That's true. I think it's just like a very. I don't think it was like. I feel like people just accuse them of like the one or two. I feel like it wasn't like an every year thing. I don't even know. The
And
conspiracies are nuts.
you got the
Ewing draft.
Ewing, not Irving, Ewing draft. Yeah, the frozen envelope.
Yeah.
I think that the Cleveland one um, rigged too. I mean, you figure get the
LeBron draft.
yeah, get LeBron back to his hometown draft, make the story even bigger and more, digestible by everybody, and everybody will love it. And because that 2003, well, you had Kobe and all them over there, so I guess it wasn't like it was a down year for the league, but still was a big time come up for Cleveland to get their own hometown kid.
And they had the same with Chicago and D Rose.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
They had like a 0% chance and got it. Like they had a 0 point something. But, oh,
Well, yeah, and yet here Boston is. We never got to draft Nerlens Noel or Georges Niang or
they better give us Cooper flag, dude. I mean,
oh
it's
yeah,
not it's Maine, but still, it's close enough. We just don't have anything.
get the maniac down here to Boston.
That's a sick, dude. I've never heard of that. What the hell? That's a sick nickname if he pops off in the league.
The Maniac.
Yeah,
That's what they call people for Maine maniacs.
I know, but like
No, they don't.
Yeah,
he's
they
like
do.
the only main thing
No,
person
that's
I
what you
can.
call them.
Come on, I've talked to enough people from up there. They call each other maniacs.
They definitely call themselves Mainers.
Okay, so are we Massachusetts natives or are we massholes? I don't.
Depends on the day.
We're actually called Bay Staters, which is stupid.
That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We're
Like
called the Bay
fucking
State,
Maryland
bro.
in the Bay State. Like,
I don't make the rules. I just abide by them. All right, count me in. Welcome to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring Cody Adams and Steve Crowley. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, starring your hosts, Cody, Steve, and Jacob. We are coming to you live on May 12th, 2024. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. Um, Guys, the Celtics, it's been a roller coaster this past week. I mean, they took a 2-1 command over the series against the Cavs last night, but man, this week has been riddled with Tatum slander, Jaylen Brown slander. Donovan Mitchell is actually greater than Tatum, all that stuff. Uh, I don't know, man. It's been a fucking roller coaster of emotions. I mean, what is your brief takeaway from the past week of Celtics hoop?
I think that we get way too high and way too fucking low off of one game. Like
I
this is
know
the
I do.
like we've been doing this for years. We know they're gonna shit their pants in a game that they should win every series. If we start doing that against teams that are actually competitors, like in the Eastern Conference Finals, if you end up with the Knicks or in the finals, then I'll start to be a little bit more up and down with it. But it was one of those games. You shot the ball like shit. They ran out on all your missed threes, and that was that. And then you cleaned it up in game three, and look at that. They didn't even score 100 fucking points. Like,
Not a very common happenstance for this team, I will say.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the other years it's not too. If you think about last year, how traumatic it was, I feel like we're reacting relatively sanely. Like we went down 0-3 against the Heat last year. Like I feel like any loss, I'm not comfortable with. I just we start didn't we had to come back against the Sixers and the Heat. So anytime they lose early in the series, I just get like skeeved. I was the fact that we could have gone down 1-2 and like because that's exactly what happened against the Sixers last year, where we should have been. I mean, obviously it's different, but because they're a better team. But yeah, last year we would just be giving away losses, and we wouldn't have statement like we literally would actually lose two in a row last year. So that's
Yeah,
why, like I'm like, holy crap, maybe we're done with that. But yeah,
feels
that's why
like it.
we just have had such a crazy few years when it comes to up and downs.
I feel like a lot of people are just like waiting on like I mean we've been so good for so long, so people that are not Boston fans are waiting for the demise of the Celtics, like for them to not be as dominant as they've been, which I understand. That's always going to be the case when you're a good team. But like as Celtics fans, I think we're all looking to see if they're going to regress into what we've seen every single year before this, or like besides the finals year, like what we've seen this team like play really unorganized and uncharacteristically in the playoffs at times, and when they get frazzled, they look lost. And the difference is with at least between this team this year and the team last year is that we do not do it 2 games in a row. Um, at least not yet. Knock on wood. We're just waiting to see if they'll regress into to that those bad habits. But I think we're just too built team wise to not to do that, and everybody's taken the steps necessary to not be able to do that. Tatum, JB, adding a guy like Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis when he comes back, Derek White is taking a step forward. Um, yeah, it just feels good. If I mean, I know we got our shit smacked in game two. We got our shit smacked in the last series too, but um, it just felt like things are going the way they should after that. Like the Celtics showed them who we are. Like, okay, you took game two. You're not going to take another one. That's what it feels
Yeah,
like.
didn't matter where the next game was. We just like had it.
Yeah, I will say, you did see the Cavaliers in like what I imagined to be their full strength. They got a awesome game out of Mobley, and that's what I said last pod. If the Cavs can get like a competent offensive performance out of any of their bigs, now Jared Allen's hurt. Who knows when he'll be back? But I mean, Mobley was playing like a man possessed, and he was shooting the ball well. Like you can see the vision of what they were trying to build there. It's just, can they get that for what, 4 more games? Like no, probably not. 3 more games. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean this team this year is a little bit different. Like, well, I think it's like only 3 times all year we lost two in a row. Like, like all year long you've watched like you build a big lead, it starts to slip away, and then they grab back control. Like last year, they would start to give up a lead and everything, the wheels would just fall off, and then you would just
Hmm.
lose the lead and you'd lose the game. But like last night, you come out in the second half, like off the rip, you go on like a 14-0 run, bump that lead up to 23. The Cavs come right back, give a nice 11-0 run to get it down to 12, and they grab back hold of it and they never let it get below 9 for the rest of the game. Like,
Yeah, that's a total sliding doors moment. It feels like last year the flood would have just kept coming. They would never have got their shit together and they would have lost. But this year it's like you have Derek White just taking a fucking three and just, stymieing the tide, or you have Peyton Pritchard just launching one and hitting it, or Jalen or Jason Tatum taking it to the rack, hitting, consistently. Um, it's just what happens when you have a dearth of talent, when you're that talented of a team. You have guys who can just stop the bleeding.
Dude,
Um,
it's what's needed against a guy like Donovan Mitchell.
yeah,
Like
and he was
he's,
going nuclear, man.
he's gonna. I mean, he's one of those players that you play in the playoffs. It's no surprise. Like you could honestly just like. I mean, I guess it could go the other way too if he pumpkins, but he's just one of those guys when you face him, you like might have an opinion of him, and then you're like, oh, okay. After the series, like, yeah, it's really tough to deal with that guy. He's a bastard. Like
he's
I've
a
definitely back for him. He's just a
I don't like playing
motherfucker.
him.
he's a
Yeah, he's a
feast or famine
motherfucker.
kind of guy. I think like he's either gonna go off like that or he's gonna have a lot of points with a lot of shots. You know.
Dude,
And last night he shot what 7 of 12 from three last night. Like he's not even that good of a 3-point shooter. So like he was had one of those games. I don't think he's going to be able to sustain that for the entire series.
Wait, you're saying 7 from 12 is good?
Yeah, 7 from
Yeah,
12.
okay. I was gonna say
Unbelievably
like,
great.
wait, it's not
He's
bad.
not a great 3-point shooter, but he hit that last night. He hit like 700 fucking step back threes. Like I don't think he's going to do that every night. So I think they're going to
No,
live doing that switch with Al onto him and see what he can do. And then if Donovan Mitchell goes off, that's fine. He had 33 points and their team scored 96 total. So it was like,
they
okay.
got their bench was a fucking zilchburger last night. The Cav, nobody else in the Cavs showed up, which is, I mean, when you have rolling out guys like the minivan and Marcus Morris Sr., no offense to either of those guys, that they're gonna look like dog meat compared to like Peyton Pritchard, Derek
Yeah,
White, Drew Holiday.
that's a shout out to the Celtics defense on that one too. They stayed home on all their shooters. Nobody got going. They made sure Garland couldn't get going. They said, "Whatever, Mitchell, you do your thing." It's the same thing that we used to do with Embiid too. Embiid's going to get his. We're not going to send too many doubles at him, and then we're going to make everybody else beat us.
Yeah, the interior defense felt pretty good on Mobley too, from everybody.
Yeah, there's a little stretch there. They had 3 or 4 possessions where they weren't chopping down from the weak side on the Mobley pick and rolls, and he was
Mm.
getting dunks, but eventually they figured it out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he still had like what 20 points in that game.
yeah.
Really?
I think
Uh,
so.
no, he was
He's had a really good series compared to the other series so far.
he's
I'm a little bit nervous if Jared Allen comes back.
I'm not too worried about it. It's another guy on. He does the same thing Mobley does, but he can't shoot.
Yeah, but that, I mean, I don't know, man. Then Mobley's more free to shoot. He doesn't have to be the interior presence at all times
But
on offense.
Mobley shoots. Mobley's not a good shooter.
Dude, Cody, they're one of those teams this year where like they were like better when they had one of them out though.
Yeah.
Like they were better without Allen. They had their best stretch when it was Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, I think only, which is
Interesting.
what's happening right now. But they've guarded. They're the weird team where they did better when they had one person or two people out because because like Garland and Donovan Mitchell don't you really pop off at the same time ever, and same with Mobley and Allen. They don't really like, I don't know. So
The
maybe we're
roles were
seeing the
more
best
defined.
version of Mobley right now because of Allen.
Maybe it defines their roles a little bit more. They know exactly what they need to do on a night-to-night basis. There's no second guessing it.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
both really good players. Like Jared Allen was a borderline what All-Star this year. Like he
It
almost made
was,
the All-Star in
He
this year.
they
won.
all did he make it last year?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He's one or not two, but probably one.
Just seems like they have I don't know. They're not like Mobley's not good enough as an exterior offensive presence yet for it to work like how it does in Minnesota. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, if he was as good as Cat at shooting. Oh
He's
crap.
closer to Rudy than he is to Cat at this point.
Yeah.
Mm, definitely. Um, yeah, man. I mean, the Celtics. They bounced back in Game 3. Anything to take away from the 106 to 93 point win in Cleveland? You know,
I mean,
what do we feel?
Peyton Pritchard has the biggest balls in the world. I don't
He's like, yeah,
like,
sub me out.
He's
dude, he
getting
freaking
subbed out. He's like, no, I'm not.
oh, no, I ain't. I'm wetting this from the logo. I think he only made one shot before that. He didn't even hit a shot or like a three before that. Just to pull that without even passing the ball either, like with Tatum on a heater and Brown having the night he was having, like oh my god. And I guess he yelled at the bench big balls because you can't do the Sam Cassell fucking dance.
Yeah, yeah.
So he just yelled big balls at the bench after he hit it.
I fucking respect the shit out of that.
I
He
love
had a
Tatum.
clutch board on the offensive board too in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he was
He does
killing.
that.
I just Tatum really took over the game. He was snatching souls the whole game. He had a bad fourth quarter despite the end sequence where he hit those crazy fucking shots, which is not a great shot by the way, but it went in, so it doesn't matter. Like, he got every time he was getting the smaller guy on a on a mismatch, and he refused to take it inside. And I know they got Mobley there, but at the very least, he's such a good passer. You could just look for the guy who's open on the wing or on
Yeah,
anybody else.
he had a
But
couple
every
nice
time he faded
assists
away,
in the fourth though. He had a couple
huh?
nice assists. Yeah, he found Brown on a breakaway on a fast break on that secondary pass. Like, he had some good plays in the fourth quarter. I don't think he was terrible, terrible. Like, I'm
No,
not.
it
It
just wasn't. It
wasn't as good as
wasn't.
his first three quarters.
Yeah, yeah. In
Um,
terms of putting the ball in the basket, it was not as good as the first three.
yeah,
Um,
a high bar to live up to.
yeah. Uh, I mean, it just felt good to win that one. Now I feel good. I feel like we're gonna win the rest of these games, barring something unforeseeable is happening. Although looking ahead, tomorrow night we play them game 4 in Cleveland. Um, Still no Jared Allen. What if he's good to go?
I don't think he's gonna be good to go. They say the guy can't even sleep. Like, the ribs are bothering him so much. Like, and he's they got to keep listening to him as day to day because he doesn't know until the day he wakes up on how he's gonna feel. But
Hmm.
even if he plays, like he's gonna get bumped into like a couple times, and that's gonna
Yeah.
be like his night. Like the way Drew Holiday was running at fucking Mobley, he's gonna
Dude,
do
I was
that
just,
to Jared Allen, and he's gonna be like, all right, I don't want to play anymore.
I
That was
meant to
like
say that. Dude,
that's
he was backing Mobley down.
He
yeah.
was, and he's
He's
like,
He had
I
like
fucking
am
a,
so much
awesome in the
more
post.
dense than you.
dude, he had like a couple post hooks over him. I was like, what the hell? Out of all the people, Drew's doing that?
Drew
It
played unbelievable in that game. That was the
was,
best I've seen Drew, I think, maybe all season.
I mean,
Yeah.
it warms our heart though, like that Smart's replacement does that stuff.
Hmm.
Drew just it feels like another difference between this year's team and last year's team, which is that's so corny to say. We've been saying it all year though. Drew brings that like we're not fucking losing this game mentality, like championship mentality. And he brought it last night, and it was really awesome to see that he was just skying over Mobley, getting boards, like backing him
Yeah.
in the post, shooting the daylights out of the ball, and making the right pass. It felt good to have him there. He really, brought that championship. We're not losing this one mentality, which I like. We're gonna need
I
Also,
that.
think I saw that Mitchell's questionable for tomorrow too, with the knee.
Yeah. Cornette also.
He got a greater problem,
oh,
Okay, good.
so we could use another big out there just in case Mobley comes back or Allen comes back.
What's been your opinion on the Cornette minutes?
He's been good in short spurts. He had a really big dunk from Tatum. That was always nice.
yeah.
He's
That was a
becoming a
nice
lob
oop.
threat. Like
Yeah.
late in the season, he's becoming a lob threat, which is fucking weird. But he's
There are some
playing
weird
well.
lobs too.
Yeah, they throw some lobs. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna get to that. And
But he
then like
gets
he
it.
does. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or he throws it. I'm like, who the fuck are you throwing that to? And oh, there's Cornette just coming from fucking nowhere. But he's been playing pretty well. I mean, like that was a game 2 that we lost. I think he had some real bad minutes, but I don't think anybody had any good minutes in that one. So other than Xavier Tillman, but even then it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I've
Interesting.
seen him a couple times come in and draw a foul immediately on Evan Mobley, which is always like he's kind of good at that, honestly. I don't know. He's like gotten Mobley out of the game like at least twice I've noticed, where he comes in and Mobley gets one or two, like pretty
Just playing
fast.
on the roll. He's a great roll man. Like
Yeah.
Porzingis and Al, they don't roll as much. Like they don't roll straight to the rim like that, but he does, and that puts a little bit more pressure on the defense because it's a different look. And like Mobley got caught out of position on like back-to-back possessions in that one game, and gave up back-to-back fouls on Fournette. So it's a different look. I like having a little bit of a different look on offense that you can kind of tweak with them. Maybe get Tatum or Brown a little bit better looks on those.
What do we think of Al Horford's minutes?
Been good. He's been. I mean, he got smoked by Donovan Mitchell all night long, but that was one that we decided we were going to live with. His offense has been fucking non-existent. Like he was 0 for 6 from 3 last night, I think. Like it wasn't great. And while I was watching it, I was thinking like, well, if you're just gonna let him go out on an island against Donovan Mitchell, and he's gonna get burned every time, then might as well put Hauser in there because then on offense you can at least get some threes and maybe have him catch fire. But
We saw that too, man.
maybe there's some logistics I wasn't seeing in that one.
There's a few fucking Hauser destruction play. Oh my God. I think he made like Hauser turn around.
Yeah, he got
Oh yeah.
He spun him around, dude. I was like, get him out of here.
Oh no.
You can't just get spun around, dude. You're a guard.
but I
You're not
mean,
Rudy Gobert.
it wasn't like fucking Horford was doing much better. It didn't look as
No,
bad, but the efficiency was still the same.
Yeah, man. Fuck.
no,
That's that.
Al's not been shooting that good.
It doesn't look good. Yeah, he looks like he's
Third.
rounding the corner here at the end of his career.
Well, he's gonna have one of those games. He's gonna have one or two where he's just gonna
He's gonna need to.
back and block. Like he did it against Giannis last year. We saw him dunk on him and everything like that. Like we saw some turn back games.
He's on his way back up to the clubhouse after hole 18, man.
Yeah, he's going to the 19th hole soon.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
Um, hopefully he can last long enough for KP to come back. So that'd be
Even
cool.
then, we're gonna have to slowly get KP back to you. I don't want to just stick him in there for 38 minutes off the rip. So
And I say if you reach the finals, you empty the quiver.
Yeah, the finals probably, but not
yeah,
like
but I mean, even then, like if you're gonna you can't play him 38 minutes in game one because he's gonna get hurt again. You're not gonna have him for the rest of the fucking series. So
it really depends on who it's so different on like who we play is going to depend on that, like how much we need him so much.
Yeah, actually,
like if the
if we play
Mavs pull it out or something, then like we're not gonna need KP as much. I don't
even the
think.
Nuggets, I wouldn't play him that much.
No, probably Al probably a little bit more than him, but then
Hmm.
again, we're playing Al 38 minutes in the second round. So
And he's playing as many minutes as he has spent years on the earth.
yeah, it's wild. That's not how that's supposed to work.
No.
And honestly, the Timberwolves is the only one where I'd be like, we need him back because
Yeah.
Chet's huge, but he's lighter than Evan Mobley. So
Oh yeah,
like
I can't wait for fucking Drew Holiday jump hooks over Chet Holmgren.
I think
Did you
I think Chet might be 7'3", like 194.
did you guys see the video of Chet trying to intentionally foul?
yeah,
Dude,
lively.
He's just running after him like
it's
a fucking
a Scooby-Doo
Tossing
chase.
a baby around or something like that.
That's the funniest video I've seen all fucking year, man. That was so fucking good. He's such a
Thank
goofball.
Thank you, Lively, for finally running away. Like someone had to finally do it.
Yeah.
Why does he run like that?
Because dude, I was listening to a podcast and they're trying to think like they've never seen someone outright run away like that. I think he actually was just like brain broken, just like trying like he's like, what's going on? Like people don't like sprint away like his not only like his people like move out of the way a little bit, but like
Yeah.
he like ran out of bounds, like it was like a cartoon.
It looked
Oh
like he was gonna
fuck.
go into the fucking restroom and hide for a second. I was gonna
Yeah.
go down the tunnel back into the locker room.
Oh man, that's the funniest shit I've seen in a long time. Fucking Scooby Doo ass
In a
fucking chase,
playoff
dude.
game too. Like that's not like a random game in like fucking like December or something. Like, that was a playoff game. He's like no, he's skedaddling around the fucking baseline, like running like routes like he's fucking Steph Curry trying to come off the screen, trying to avoid.
Oh fuck. That's so
Dude,
funny. He's a
pretty
real
sure it
life
also
Slender Man.
failed. Like it failed badly too. I think he hit like next four. Like they just threw the like it didn't even work. Like
I
he
think
hit
on
the
that
free
play, I
throws
think they
too.
scored because he was running away, and then that was like, oh well, fucking the shot blockers chasing him out to half court to foul him, and they're like, oh okay, well there's a lane to the hoop.
Oh fuck me, man. That's gold. That's so funny.
That was
That
hilarious.
the Thunder have made my season on that play alone. Just you know.
Oh, is it that one or is it the Andre Drummond hurting somebody on his team trying to dunk?
Oh my
You remember
God.
that one? The guy threw an alley oop to himself, and Andre Drummond tried to dunk it on him, and he hurt him.
Oh, I thought you meant the time Andre Drummond just ran into Alex Caruso. This
Oh
like
yeah, that he stepped on him and
like
fucked him
in
Oh
the
up.
play-in.
yeah, he like killed Alex
Broke his
Caruso
foot or
twice
something.
this season.
Yeah.
He
That
ended
was
their season. They had a chance in the play-in, and he's like, "No, I'm going to take it. Your second player."
rumbling, bumbling Thunder. And Andre Drummond said, "I'm not getting paid no extra. I'm going on vacation."
Oh man. So what do we
That said,
think?
I'd like him on our team.
Oh yeah.
No, you'd fucking hurt Jalen Brown or something stupid.
Right now with no KP.
Oh, dude, his body would be amazing. That body of his.
Pause, bro.
Body.
Uh what do we think in the rest of the series?
I Celtics should probably take the next two. I mean,
Close it at home.
yeah, close it at home, game five again.
Yeah, I kind of see that too.
I mean,
Yeah, me too.
you weathered the storm that was Donovan Mitchell going 7 of 12 from three. Like they couldn't score 100 points with him scoring 33. So it's like
7 to 12 feels like that wasn't even true. The way he shot the ball,
I
it feels
but
like he
if you
never
told me he
missed
was
a
12
shot.
of 12, I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense. I remember him hitting all those. Yeah,
Yeah, he never missed it actually. Every time he put the ball up, it was just going in the hoop. Didn't matter.
it was. Yeah, I mean, he's not gonna have that kind of a performance again. I don't think,
No.
and the rest of the team is playing at their level, and you're
The
not making.
Celtics are more likely to have a performance like they did in game 3 than the Cavaliers are to play like or Donovan Mitchell is to have that performance.
They're more likely to have a better performance too. The Celtics, I think, played down a little bit.
We just have to play
Especially,
medium ball, dude. Medium ball.
that's all we're doing. We're playing C plus fucking basketball right now and winning games. It's really annoying.
They do. We do. The East has really cleared up, especially with OG Anunoby getting hurt. It does feel like we have a clear path to the finals.
Is he out
Uh,
for a while? I didn't
yeah,
see it.
right.
I thought it was just a hamstring pull.
I don't
Or
know. I think he might be done for the rest of the playoffs.
I don't know. I didn't see anything about it.
They might not get by these Pacers, dude.
I don't know. Jude Jalen looked bad tonight injury wise. I didn't watch the game because I was traveling, but Jalen looks like I don't know if he'll be like the same player by the end of the series at this rate.
It
Yeah,
looks like the steam's running out of that engine,
Yeah.
finally.
yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where you're relying on a 6'1" guard to handle all of your offensive stuff, and he
Yeah.
was unbelievable. But like at some point, it's gonna run out, and people are trying to say, "Oh, the Knicks have a shot against the Celtics." It's like, do they? I mean, like you're gonna end up you got to run against Drew and Derek White every single time down the court for 7 games. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that you're gonna be holding up very well at the end of it.
Josh Hart has to. He's like mismatch on any of our wings, and then
And he's your best defender, other
I
than
guess
OG.
Hartenstein can go. He can get the edge over Cornet.
Black Jokic.
Dude,
Exactly.
freaking dude, Drew and White would just like, dude, a wicked tired Brunson running into that.
And he has to cover them on defense too. Like Drew's gonna go straight to the post and just beat you up every time.
Yeah,
And
no.
then you gotta chase Derek White around screens if you're not. Like, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that I don't think yeah. The Knicks, they're wicked. It's wicked impressive what they've done, but it's looking rough right now.
It's
Mhm.
coming to an end. Um, what the hell? Okay, let's look at the rest of the playoffs real quick. Pacers even the series against the Knicks. What are we thinking?
I got Pacers in 7.
Yeah, I think it goes 7. Because
Pacers.
he's just so weird enough. Like,
I can't trust either one of these teams enough to really go on a quick 2-0 run. Like, like neither one of their offenses is. Uh, neither one of them can keep going at this pace on a regular basis. Like on a night to
I
night
think the
basis.
Pacers can offensively.
I don't know. The Halliburton's been up and down. He's had back to back really
Mm,
good games, but
true.
before that he was really bad. He's their whole offense.
the whole after the whole All-Star in general, he was pretty up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think I got the Pacers taking it too. I think I'm with you.
it's an ugly ass rock fight, but I'm happy it's gonna take forever because Celtics will have more time to rest, hopefully.
Yeah. Dallas against the Thunder. This is probably the most. Well, never mind. Let me take that back immediately.
It's definitely more entertaining than anything in the East.
Yeah,
The West is kind of fun right now.
definitely.
Because of the comeback win, like the comeback, like it was looking bad after game 1 on both sides. We're like, oh, okay.
It was looking
But
really bad after game 2 on
yeah,
the Thunder or the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I think I got the Mavericks in this one. I think I got the what's the series at now? 2-1 Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
You got like Mavericks in 6. I think that I think that this is where the lack of experience hurts the Thunder. Because that first round matchup, they're facing another team that didn't have a lot of experience. Now you're facing Luca, who's a playoff fucking god. Kyrie, who's been there and done that. I think it's just going to be too much for him.
yeah, it's not too common you have 2 playoff gods because I'd say Kyrie's a playoff god too. Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, and they're big. Their moves were so like they were pretty risky, but it's looking like they did get all their deadline stuff's really paying off right now too.
Yeah, PJ Washington was a big pickup for them.
And
um,
Gafford's been
Gafford.
huge too. Gafford's like they can't even drive on him. Like he's been crazy good defense.
Yeah, a team like Washington probably could use a guy like that. No,
Yeah.
just thinking.
Yeah.
Um, Timberwolves versus Nuggets 2-1.
What do
Timberwolves
you guys
up.
got the other one?
Oh,
I did not.
man, I want my brain wants to say Dallas, my heart wants to say the Thunder. I'm gonna go Dallas in 6.
I think Mavs in 7. I think Kyrie and Luca don't care about home at all, and it'll go that long.
Interesting.
I think Luka's just so fucking sick and beat up that I think they might be able to steal one.
Yeah,
Like he's
dude.
dying out there.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I mean, I think the Mavericks will slow down. I think that the Thunder are really good, so it could go 7. I mean, it could go 6, but I don't think the last game being in Oklahoma City matters too much to the Dallas Stars. Like, I think they're kind of not the Dallas Stars. That's a different team, but
That's all I
uh,
was
they're a very good hockey team, I guess.
Tyler Sagan.
Yeah, But yeah, I don't know. I kind of I picked Mavericks and Nuggets for Western Conference Finals, so I think I'm just gonna stay with that now.
And that segues us right into the next point. Timberwolves, Nuggets, Timberwolves up 2-1.
Game 4 tonight in Minnesota after they got absolutely mollywopped in Minnesota a couple days ago. I don't know. I think I might have to pick. I gotta go Timberwolves in 6. I'm gonna go
Whoa.
Timberwolves in 6 on this one. I think that
Wow.
the horses on the Timberwolves, I think, will just carry them. Like I think that we're starting to see the Nuggets falter. I
It's a
don't think
bold
that
pick, man.
there's nobody on the Nuggets that can cover Anthony Edwards. Obviously, there's nobody on the Timberwolves that can cover Jokic, but they're slowing him down enough. And Murray's got to go up against that defense as your secondary option on the Nuggets. That's tough.
You just it is tough to think about. I mean, if when it all comes together, it's fine, but there's not a lot of offense on the Timberwolves other than Ant. And
Yeah, yeah, that's
like
the
that's the
problem.
thing. Like if Michael Porter Jr. is going off, they're like that is crazy for the Nuggets advantage because the Timberwolves don't really have like a third, fourth option that's gonna pop off for like 30 ever.
Mhm.
So like that's the thing. Like I don't know. I think Nuggets in 7, but the way the first two games went in the third game, it's pretty impossible to be too confident in any pick here, I feel.
For sure. I got
Yeah, like
Nuggets in 7
I feel
too.
like it's really a guess, to be honest. Like
Uh, uh,
we didn't see a competent series so far, like that made sense at all.
Would it say too much if the series gets determined tonight after this game? This game determines how the rest of it will play out.
Well, it depends on who wins the series. If it's the Timberwolves win this tonight and you go up 3-1, then yeah, you could probably say that decides the series. But if the
Yeah.
Nuggets win, then it's a tie series, best of 3. I don't know if that really decides the series.
No, but it does feel like the Nuggets like
Just
snapped out of it.
are
Yeah,
the Nuggets have home court, or do the Timberwolves have home court?
the Nuggets were 2.
Nuggets are 2. I couldn't remember because I know that all
I'm
3 of them are
going.
fighting for a first seed. So yeah, if
No,
the Nuggets win tonight, they steal back home court for the last 3 games.
and I know we all love Ant, but it's that for one of the teams to blow a great start like that would be a team with Cat and the Timberwolves.
Mhm. Anthony Edwards is
We've seen this many times, at least twice.
the funniest thing I've seen out of all this is that Anthony Edwards is so cool that he made it okay to root for a team with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns on
Yeah,
it.
I know. You must be all twisted up.
It's the only person that could have done this, honestly.
He is the only guy in the entire league that would have made that team likable.
He's very overpowering charm on that man.
That Southern charm on that boy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna bet on the Nuggets.
It's a safe bet. I mean, it's kind of hard not to bet on him.
Yeah, call me a fool. I
Jason
dare
those Nuggets like fucking the Nuggets.
you. Moving on here. Just brief news. Charles Lee,
On to the
good
Hornets.
luck. Head coach of the Charlotte Hornets now for the next
Good luck
four
with the fucking
years.
Hornets.
Huh?
Good luck with the fucking Hornets.
Oh yeah.
That's a tough starting job.
Hey,
Yeah,
maybe
not
he knew
great.
Grant though. He might have knew Grant. Might be a little homecoming.
Yeah, true. Reunited.
They got an assistant coach from the Boston area too, so
Mm.
I can't remember what
Who?
the fucking name is, but there's an assistant coach that's from the Boston area.
Oh.
I, I don't know the Hornets assistants, man.
I
Yeah,
just know it
that's
because
stretching.
fucking
I'm
I
pretty
just
heavy
know it
into
because fucking
basketball. That's stretching.
because
No, that's
Jam.
impressive, It's an impressive poll, Steve.
No, I only know because fucking Packard was fucking friends with
Yeah,
him, I guess, and they talks about it.
yeah, that makes sense. He's good at that, honestly. He's good at shouting the local guys out.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be a tough job. I hope he is successful, but not too successful. um, it does feel like this is what happens when you're a really good team. For like almost a decade, you just start getting poached. It's what happened to the Patriots. The only thing you really want to avoid here is what we like to call in the industry brain drain, meaning that you start to pick all the pieces around a head coach and he has nobody to rely on to check him or anything like that. Sort of what happened with Belichick at the end
Yeah.
there.
I believe it happened with the Spurs too.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened this year with Pop.
They
I just don't
took
think Trump gives a fuck anymore. I think that's part of it. He's like, I
It's
know we're not gonna win. I know we weren't trying to win last year, so let's just have some fun.
dude, like Budenholzer's from like a lot of the coaches in the league are from Pop. Like, and also Ime.
I mean, well, Budenholzer,
Yeah.
he got that one title, but then everybody in Milwaukee absolutely hated him every year after that. So I mean, let's well, know how good he is. We'll find out how good he is when he coaches the Suns now.
Yeah,
Hey,
well, good luck, buddy. Better learn Phoenix. Buttonholes are the head
Oh,
coach of the Phoenix Suns for next 5 seasons. I
I
mean,
feel bad for Frank Vogel to a point because he's been like the fucking like the Lakers fucked him. They gave him a dog shit fucking the front office screwed him with the roster, and then they just fired him because he was the scapegoat, and then same thing happens in Phoenix where he just ends up being the scapegoat. He still gets all of his money though, so I can't really feel that bad for him. He's gonna get paid to fucking sit at home for the next couple of years.
I
But
mean, yeah, I don't feel bad for any of these guys
I
when
don't feel
shit goes
that
that
bad for
south.
him. But it still sucks to get fired, especially when it wasn't your fault. You did the best you could do with what you had.
No,
You
yeah,
hired a defensive coach to try and coach fucking 38-year-old Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, and Grayson Allen. Like, sick. And Yusuf Nurkic. Yeah, this was
who's
going to
your
go
best
well.
defender?
Yeah, this is going to go swimmingly.
But did who got screwed more though? Like, I mean, I think Darvin Ham's up there too. Because I people just love to make fun of him, but like if you look at his resume, it's like so he lost to the Nuggets both years.
Well, there's a lot of stuff in like the regular season too, where he's like
I
playing
know,
with.
but they get there. Like
You have LeBron, like anybody can get
I
there
mean,
with
dude,
LeBron.
but counterpoint, Frank Vogel won a championship with LeBron,
With that, yeah, with that team, and
and he
probably a
gets
worse team
fired,
than that one too, and he got fired a year later.
and then he gets
I know
fired again on a team with Kevin Durant. Like, it's just, I don't know.
those two together, they're just LeBron and KD are pretty bad for coaches right now.
I
Always
tell you
has been,
what,
to be honest.
if Missoula has a bad series here, do you think if he has a bad showing for the rest of the playoffs, let's say things go awful for the Celtics, and he's to blame?
I mean, look on this team's been too far too many times for you to not try and get rid of him with all the money you've invested in this team. Like if you found a way to lose the Cavs in this round, then I think it would be him.
You think he's out?
Yeah, but like you're the overwhelming favorites losing to the Cavs. This isn't like Frank Vogel and the Suns, and then you see what the Timberwolves are and losing to that team. So
Who would you bring in as head coach, and why is it Frank Vogel? Because that's who I would bring in.
yeah, it would be Frank Vogel. But I mean, honestly, this is all like pie in the sky. Like this is never gonna happen. Like,
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no,
what is
this
Joe
isn't
gonna
pie in the
do?
sky. This is the worst case scenario.
oh,
Break glass
oh,
and set in case of
sorry,
emergency.
wrong
Best
term
case
for it.
scenario, if things go the way they should, Joe Mazzulla will be the head coach for the next fucking 5 years.
Yeah, we'll keep racking them up, which is more likely to happen than us losing to the Cavs in this round, unless like everybody gets hurt.
Right.
Yeah. Also, what could Joe even do decision wise to make that happen?
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be the stars.
Staple
Nah,
I
Joe
don't
sitting
know. Like,
around the bench for
he
48 minutes every night. Like what
fucking
the
punches
fuck?
Tony Brothers in the face and gets himself
yeah.
ejected
I
five
feel like I'd
Oh
minutes into
be
the
no,
game.
I would want him hired every year from now on. I would start a GoFundMe for his fines every time for him to punch Tony Brothers in the face.
All right, fine. Let's say he fucking smacks Tatum.
Ah, yeah, no, you get rid of the fucking
Then
guy.
there you
Like,
go. Yeah,
bye. That's about the only thing the fucking guy could do at this point.
put him
yeah.
in a chokehold.
And I do think if he collapses, if they do collapse, it will be him. He will get fired. But
It would have to be a
if it's
monumental collapse, though.
yeah, like they lose the next fucking 4 games, three
The
games.
next three straight or whatever, you get swept in the Eastern Conference Finals, or I think even if you made the finals and you got swept, you'd probably still run it back with them. Because
I don't know, man.
looking at who's coming out of the West, like if the Nuggets get there and they sweep you, it's the Nuggets. They won the championship last year. Or if it's the Timberwolves and they're unbelievable. If it was like the Thunder swept you or whatever, if the Thunder made it and they swept you, then that'd be different.
Yeah, I guess I got to. I think if he gets to the finals, he's coming back regardless. I just think if he loses in between now and then, there's going to be some real questions asked, and his ass is going to be the first thing in line to get fired.
But remember that this championship is hollow, and it doesn't count if we win it because the teams weren't that good. Yes,
No,
it
not
is.
true, dude. We
Okay,
lost.
Steve Maserati.
It's so funny to look at that. Then, like, we go look at last year, the Nuggets beat three play-in teams for a title. Do you think that fucking the people of Denver are like, no, this championship doesn't count? Like,
I don't
fuck.
get. I never understood that shit. Besides maybe, and the only one I could maybe understand is the fucking bubble title. But even then, it's like They're playing
But
NBA teams. It's fucking nobody's gonna let you win.
nobody's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to get all this extra money for a championship.
Yeah.
No, and you can do it with every title too, so it's a slippery slope. Like if you say that, then you're opening up people to be like, all right, let's look at the title your team won. Because there's always going to be fucking injuries. Like there's never been a clean championship. It's not a thing.
There's
It's not
always
a,
a
Well,
little bit of luck involved in every single championship.
yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
even like
Until
the
time
Patriots
breaks
and
our
their
way out.
dominance, there was luck in all those ones. Like you got the tuck rule with Brady, the Raiders. You got fucking the pick at the goal line when fucking they decided to throw the ball for Seattle. Like
I
even
wouldn't
those
even say that's
teams,
luck. That was preparation, but the fucking tuck rule is luck because that was absolutely the wrong call.
that was a fumble and a half.
Yeah.
So, like,
The
Oh
Seahawks
man.
one too, dude. Do you remember the catch before that though? I think we equally were lucky.
Yeah, that was luck canceling itself out. That
Yeah,
was
Giants,
the pick
that was
was
like all over his body. He was like, "Oh, I got it." I was
the
like, "Ah."
pick. It feels like it was retribution for the David Tyree
yeah.
that catch. It feels like all right, we're gonna let you.
Or
We'll
like
get you
look at the
back.
28-3 fucking game and that Julian Edelman catch where he fucking bobbled off his fucking helmet and everything like that. Like that's a little bit of luck too. Like
That
I
was
think a
insane
little bit of
luck.
luck.
No, that was all skill from Julian.
It was
Yeah. What?
crazy skill, but there's also a lot of luck involved.
I mean, yeah, the ball was fucking hit like 16 different players and was jumbling
Yeah.
around. He caught it one-handed.
Yeah, you can go through every championship and there's luck, and that's just the championship games for the Patriots. I'm not even that big of like a Patriots fan. Like I'm sure that Cody can go through fucking a random game in 2004 AFC fucking divisional and tell you that it was lucky that there wasn't a holding call on a fucking play or something. Like
No, I'm sure. I mean, I immediately off the top of my head, I bet Andrew Luck was not healthy for those playoffs, and it would have made the Patriots' road a lot harder. But whatever. It's like it's. I agree. I'm in agreement. It's luck plays a heavy factor into championship runs.
Also, they like wished a loss upon us too with all that bullshit. We had our worst game of the fucking playoffs immediately after. Like, shut up, Felger Maz. Never talk about how easy it is ever again, actually. Like ever
never talk ever again.
yeah, that might have been they literally like it's way too easy, and then we throw up an all-time stinker. It's like you guys are the
Well, they
worst.
were whacking each other off, I'm sure, under the table while they were fucking talking the next day. I didn't even
I
listen
mean,
to
they're
them.
doing it for this reason because us
Yeah.
three bozos are talking about those two bozos. It's an all-time bozo off, dude.
Yeah, the problem is that those two bozos are getting fucking paid for it.
They get paid well, which is crazy to me. I don't understand the fucking masochist fucking
It's the hate listening
Boston
about it.
fans.
Everybody listens to it just to piss themselves off. Like the fucking 93.7 people do it all too. Like it's just dumb.
Yeah, not like here though, where we just jerk the Celtics off for 2 hours.
As you
Hey,
should.
you have the fucking number one seed. You won 64 games. You're like a historic all-time net rating, and we're gonna be like, no, winning the championship's easy, guys. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
um,
kids.
It's
we can
easy
talk
when you
about
have
the
executive of
draft.
the year.
You
Who?
clip that shit and send it over to them.
What, Brad? Executive of the year?
Yeah, I was saying it's easy when we have executive of the year.
Mm.
Oh, Tatum had that comment about it being a super team, but nobody fucking won anything on this team. Like there was no MVPs, no depoys, no nothing, which was
Yeah,
funny.
two All-Stars.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
fucking one.
No.
But at the end of the year, there's gonna be one first team All NBA player on the team, one maybe third.
No, if you look at the roster too, like people it like the result was super team-ish because we played amazing, but like yeah, the composition of the team is Kristaps, who people didn't believe in a couple years ago on the Mavericks, Derek White. Like you can't like people Derek White's great now, but we can't act like we acquired a super team by having Derek White.
We traded what like
What?
Javante. What did we trade? Javante. The rookie that was a defender who plays for the Spurs for a little bit, and a
Romeo
fucking
Langford.
Romeo,
Romeo
yeah.
Langford and like a second round pick for him.
No, first.
Josh Richardson.
Oh no, it was Josh Richardson. That's what it was. It wasn't Javante. Javante left in free agency, I think. I thought it was only a second rounder for him.
I
No,
forget.
I thought it was a first. I
Either
don't
way,
know.
that's a fucking steal of a fucking trade.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was ultimately what you're saying is it was a gamble. All these choices, the Kristaps was a gamble. Like, and it's
True.
Yeah.
Like you traded away not knowing that you were going to get Drew. You traded away Marcus Smart, like you're one of your best defenders as your heart and soul team, not knowing that you were going to get Drew. And then you made that work too, because Brad Stevens is the greatest executive to ever live. Him and Red Auerbach are going to go down in history.
Danny Ainge
Like,
gets no love.
he gets some love. He gets some love. I don't know if he's, if we can pull out a couple championships out of this, I think we're gonna forget Danny Ainge existed.
He drafted the two Jays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did
he
pull.
did.
He pulled the Tatum dupe, dude. It's pretty crazy.
That's an
Yeah,
all-time.
he did. That was
Ainge should get
hilarious.
more credit for than Brad. No offense.
Also, no one else liked Jalen like him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody was
He was
laughing
like
about
Jalen, and like
it.
I think Jalen could have fallen out of the 10.
including me. I hated the pick. I'm like,
Yeah,
Buddy Hield, dude, that's the guy. Chris Dunn,
Chris Dunn, yeah. Or
that's
you
the
liked
guy.
Markel Fultz over Tatum too.
Yes, but that so did everybody. I'd never even heard of Jalen Brown before that.
I thought I thought Markel was the Tatum draft.
he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown, so I'm like, why the fuck did we draft this guy and not like Chris Dunn, who
Out of
just came
UCal
off of,
too. It wasn't
huh?
like he went to a big blue collar. It wasn't like a big blue blood school or whatever. He went to California.
Yeah, and Tatum, I had seen him. I was like, the EFG is not really good. I'm not the only one. Coley, Mick, and Tyler hated the fucking pick.
Yeah. I mean, look,
I think.
I
I think I
don't
was
judge
pretty
the
indifferent.
picks. I don't
Yeah,
watch enough college ball to judge the picks. Like I'll watch them in summer league and then I'll make my decision off of that because for one in college a lot of your numbers are gonna look a lot better because you're gonna play against a fucking kid who's gonna get an accounting degree and never touch a basketball after he graduates in 3 years and that's gonna be your matchup on a night to night basis half the time. So when you get to the summer league, you're playing against other professionals who are trying to make the league and have been playing overseas and shit like that. So you can get a little bit better of an understanding of how they are as a player after that.
I just remember, and I don't remember fully now, but the thing that swayed me is that like out of all the first round wings, Tatum's EFG percentage was the lowest in the class. And I was like, immediately right there, we can't have a guy who can't score.
Mhm. No, I definitely
I ate
respect
crow.
that. I like looking back, I would probably would have been right there with you, but I never looked that deeply into it. I was never
I'm
that deep.
eating crow. Look at how sad I am that I'm eating crow on that one.
yeah, you're so
Chicken
sad.
Crow is probably pretty fucking good. Throw that shit on the charcoal.
Oh man. Uh, yeah, Hawks won the draft. That's about it.
Like we talked before we started recording. Jacob's the only one who knew the fucking kid's name, and we don't even know the kid's name.
It's Alexander Sarr or something.
Yeah,
I
I've
know.
never even heard of this kid until he told me that, so I'm not really too high on this draft.
Like
Zach,
I don't know, it's just French.
who was a big kid that played against Edie in the finals?
Oh, the
Oh, the
Yukon
kid guy
kid.
from UConn.
Yeah, I want that guy on the Celtics.
Oh my
I just
God,
want
I
some
can't
beef on the
remember his
team.
name. He's
That
gonna be like a
Yukon
top 10
team.
pick though.
I feel like that Yukon team could end up like Villanova, where we like don't know like the players aren't necessarily like draft like superstars, but like they won 2 championships recently. Like there's no way that there's not good talent in like they might end up having like a Dante or I saw something crazy. Like I remember it happening this way, but not like that. Like I didn't know that Dante wasn't even on draft boards before the final of the
Really?
championship. Like
That's
he put himself on the board with a 31 point performance in the March Madness championship. He was a bench player in college. I
Hasn't
mean,
he
really.
he
had the
was
best
a Jamal
playoffs
Murray.
yet? Like out of anybody any player in the playoffs, has he had like the best return on investment for
Yeah,
the
probably
playoffs?
return. Yeah. When it comes to like what he's expected,
He
he's
looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
Expectation versus what he's giving you. Yeah, I would say he probably was having the best. I mean, like obviously we have our Anthony Edwards and whatnot out there, but that's
Yeah,
almost expected of a guy like that, even though he's young.
yeah. I know you could still make the argument for Ant though because he like if he pulls off something crazy, like he's the best player. He is now like the best American in the sport. Like,
Yeah,
and he's the go-to guy.
yeah.
So
Him and
you could
Brunson.
make that argument, but we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. We'll be talking to you after game fucking 5 and 6 probably. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be having good news.
That's
Yeah,
for sure. We'll be
we'll
out
see.
of this round already, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully there's no game 6.
Yeah.
If my
I don't
math
get my
is
game. I
adding up.
never get my games right. I don't fucking know what time it is. I just
Yeah,
want
we
the
know.
Celtics
Kind
to
of
win.
whiskey.
We had a whole fucking intro where you were trying to tell us it was game fucking 5, and the Celtics were up 5-1. Yeah,
Quick Bruins update.
Oh crap.
how are they doing in
Tie
this?
game 2-2 and with 14 left in the third.
2-2. Fuck, they're up 2-0 in the second.
I guess I'll fucking watch it. Ugh.
Yeah. All right, let's cut it here. This has been the
Well,
Banner Report.
welcome to Boston. We have to feel so bad for us as we watch both of our teams play in the playoffs. Sucks to be us.
Oh,
I grew up
we
just
have it
not
the
looking at the
worst.
pond, so I was like,
Yeah.
This has been the Banner Report from Steve, from Jacob, from Cody. Thank you for watching.
Love you,
Uh,
Mom. Happy
love you,
Mother's Day.
Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. We wouldn't be here without y'all, so thank you. And we'll talk to you later. Go
Bye.
Seas.
Bleed green.
Bye.